All white people are racist.
White people need to get over the fact that, yes, it's a really uncomfortable truth.
And I will never stop saying, not only do we need to invest in police, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
Phoenix would like you to know that she's a girl and she prefers she and her pronouns.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
And that's what y'all are taught to do, to be demons.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's Monday, March 15th. And yeah, it seems like every time I look up at the calendar on the whiteboard, it's a different month. And I don't know if it was like this when I was young. It just feels like, man, time is flying, and I'm really glad that you're all here with me. Now, many of you know that I am a big fan of Elon Musk. I don't really care if you don't like the man. The fact of the matter is, assuming kids are taught history in school in 20 years, he will be in the history books. He has done more he will do more for this country and really world than really any modern day competition. Between SpaceX and Starlink bringing high-speed internet to rural spaces all across the world. Obviously, Tesla with bringing electric cars into the mainstream. Yes, I know some people don't like electric cars. That's okay. I still drive. I still roll coal. All right. But the fact of the matter is, people don't like Elon because he is not afraid. He's not controllable. He has so much money that, I mean, it doesn't even matter. Jeff Bezos is jealous of him. That's why he bought the Washington Post, so the Washington Post could write hit pieces about Elon Musk, okay? There's a reason that, 100,000 GM vehicles or Ford vehicles blow up a year, but every time one Tesla has a single problem, it's front page news everywhere, all right? The media hates him. And you can see everything, like, as Bitcoin prices blast through 60,000, Tesla billionaire Elon Musk is more concerned with joke Bitcoin rival Dogecoin. Like, okay, first of all, Elon probably can't even really talk about Bitcoin since he is now an open holder of the currency. But it's like everything he does is whining. Everything he does is whined about in the media. And yesterday, actually it was Saturday, I came across a tweet that I just knew was going to be whined about. I always think, I can't believe he's married to Grimes. Like, that's such the weirdest couple. Anyway, so SpaceX and Tesla CEO Elon Musk poked fun at woke culture Saturday, tweeting out a new game called Woketopia: Battle for the Moral High Ground. In this new game, he wrote, "It's unclear what prompted the tweet, but Musk has faced criticism over his questioning of the COOF this weekend in the newly released documents showing the Tesla factory in Fremont, California saw hundreds of cases after he reopened in defiance of local shutdown orders. Yeah, except for the fact that California has been a massive hotspot in entirety, not just the Tesla factory. But again, I mean, the media doesn't care. He's also facing a lawsuit from a Tesla investor who argues that Musk's erratic tweets are violating his fiduciary duty as CEO. And I've got, he's no longer the CEO, by the way, and we'll talk about that in a second. The Woketopia proposal garnered mixed reactions from some in the tech crowd. This would actually be an interesting game to design. And then you have Tyler saying, "Okay, boomer." But Yeah, he's a game designer. The term has been used by conservatives derisively to describe a woke utopia that, say, liberals are seeking to establish through cancel culture. I don't like to use the term liberals. I know that a lot of my contemporaries here on YouTube are, cohorts. Because every liberal I know is not an insane person. So these aren't liberals. They're far leftists, nut jobs. And by the way, they also exist on the right too. Florida Representative Matt Gaetz has suggested that Seattle, with its defunded PD and frequent demonstrations, already fits that description. Musk credited computer games for introducing himself to other leading software engineers into computer programming during a speech in 2019 at the Electronic Entertainment Expo in LA. I think video games are a very powerful force for getting your kids interested in technology, he said at the time. In 1984, at 12 years old, at the earliest entrepreneurial ventures was to code a game called BLASTS, which he sold for $500 to PC and Office Technology magazine. You can play a version of it for free. But this isn't the first time. I mean, you get that absolute hero, Anthony Fantano, getting upset. Ooh, I'm going to show a picture of you with Ghislaine Maxwell, or whatever her name is, except there's a million pictures of her and other people on the left. So is it okay? So having your picture with her, does that mean that you are now for sure included in her things? Because Obama has a picture with her, I'm sure, and so does everybody, every powerful figure in Hollywood. So what exactly is your point? And you just have a lot of outrage in the replies, but also a lot of people, in general, appreciating it. You have 107,000 likes compared to 1,000 quote tweets. And this is not the first time. Elon has asked some questions. I think it's okay to ask questions about everything that's been going on in the last year. Now, you can go too far and just deny the existence altogether, but I think there's also going too far the other direction, and that is like staying in your house and hugging your kids through trash bags. Okay, there's a reasonable way to respond to things, and I think Elon, his mind doesn't really work like us. He asks questions out loud, and he doesn't really care if they're PC to ask or not. I mean, genuinely, okay? Publicly, it is not okay to question whether or not you want to take the jab to prevent the coof. That is not something you're allowed to say publicly without severe backlash. It is a cancelable offense. Simply wondering, like, hey, maybe I'm young and healthy. I don't really want to risk any of these potential side effects down the road. I don't want to do that. And then people will call you all sorts of terrible things. And this is not the first time Elon has roasted woke culture. This is back in, I think, this last summer, back in July 24th, 2020, simply tweeting out pronouns suck. And then he tweeted out this image, where it's this guy, when you put he, him in your bio, and it's just, I love to oppress, blah, blah, blah. And everybody got completely bent out of shape about it. But it's actually true. That's the thing. Like, the military saying you catch the most flack when you're over the target. That's exactly what's happening. When Elon roasts these virtue signaling people, look, what happens is these things start out as like a normal, okay thing, right? Then rich white women get involved and it flies out of control. Like, there are members of the trans community who do have the task of informing people of particular pronouns that they may not present as male, but they want to be addressed that way. And again, I don't care. That's totally cool. And so they put pronouns in their bio. That's fine. Then it became this huge thing about, then it went from everyone should do it to, if you don't do it, you're actively against the trans community. That everything gets blown out of proportion on social media. It goes from something good and right and fine, and rooted in like altruism or like, an actual need, to this thing where if you don't do it, you're actively fired. I mean, look what they did to Gina Carano. People were demanding Gina Carano put her pronouns on her bio. She doesn't need to. She identifies as a woman, and believe me, she looks like a woman, so she doesn't need to do these things. But that's just not how Twitter reacts. And now Elon is no longer the CEO of Tesla. In fact, he's now the Technoking. That's right, the Technoking of Tesla, and their CFO is now known as Master of Coin. Elon has a new title at Tesla, the Technoking. The electric automaker announced the head-scratching I don't even know how to sub-request. I mean, hey, look, you have a thesaurus.com. Congratulations. A filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange, SEC, on Monday, along with the chief financial officer, Zach Kirkhorn's new position as Master of Coin. Elon and Zach will also maintain their respective positions as CEO and CFO. Just in case you were worried, Tesla was becoming one of those 7 kingdoms of Westeros. Musk, who recently lost his status as the richest person on the planet after Tesla's stock dropped in February, could be looking for a confidence boost as the company's once high-flying valuation falters slightly. The company had one of the most impressive rallies of 2020, surging over 600% as the market responded favorably to Musk's vision of zero-emission vehicles dominating the globe. Of course, and look, Technoking is not the only portmanteau to emerge from Tesla. The company's boxy, polarizing Cybertruck is also expected to go into production later this year, though His Majesty Elon I has said Tesla will be lucky if it isn't delayed. Now, the idea, the Cybertruck reveal was not great, but I do have faith in that Tesla will get it right, and I have faith in the secondary market that will create body kits to make it look a little cooler, and I do have faith that Elon Musk will continue to ruffle the feathers of the perpetually offended, and I'm here for it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.